Hey, folks, welcome back. So I got a question for you. You buyers out there, I see you. You're in there somewhere. Um, I got a question for you. So when you go to buy a house, what are you interested in? And the reason why I ask that is because a lot of people come to me and say, "Hey, we want a 3 bedroom, 2 bath house, or we want a 4 bedroom, 3 bath house, but we want it in this price range." I had somebody say they wanted a 3 bedroom, 2 bath house on 3 bedroom, I'm sorry, 5 bedroom, 5 bath house on 7.5 or more acres here in our vicinity. And there was no such thing. You either got a McMansion with 10 bedrooms and 7 bathrooms, um, with with 11 acres with horses, or you basically got a double wide with the same thing except 2.5 acres. So you have to understand that there is a median in between, but you have to wait for it because the inventory is not as hot as everybody thinks it is. So you have to also want to understand what you are looking for as far as convenience is concerned. Do you want public transport, shopping centers, entertainment, workspaces, trash pickup? What kind of are you looking for? City water, sewer, or are you happy with county water and septic? Those are things that are all big parts of what you should be looking for. The other thing is that, do you want city living or do you want rural living that you can drive to the city, or you can take a bus, or you can take an Uber to those particular areas? And the reason why I ask that is because it's all too common for people to think that they're getting into a rural side of the community because it's a little bit better living, not so many people are elbow to elbow. But then they don't like it because they have to drive to go to the bar or something like that. You have to understand that, you know, sometimes you have to give up one thing for the other. It's like Holly Springs and Fuquay. Most of the people live within 4 or 5 miles of the downtown area, and then we have specific bars and restaurants and things like that in downtown. But there's also solutions that are outside of that area that people go to as well. Now, the other thing too is, um, are you interested in finding things that are staged, such as homes that are pre-staged? So it gives you an idea of what specific areas are in a particular house. And some of those, I mean, the funniest thing I ever saw was a kid who ran into a staged house and tried to jump on the bed, and come to find out the bed was just a couple of those adjustable plastic tables with just a bedspread over the top of it. So staging doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be staged with real furniture. It's just going to be staged just like you would see on in any production. Does it cost money to do that? Yes. And guess what? It does sell a house a little bit easier than if you just left it blank. And some buyers actually are looking for a blank canvas so they can, in their own mind, paint everything that's inside of the home, such as the walls, the cabinets, and things like that. And the other thing too is some people are very, very, very uh, I don't want to say susceptible, but they're sensitive to noises, uh, vehicle noise, boom, boom, booms, people with their music, motorcycles, loud cars, uh, those kinds of things. Soundproof windows and quieter areas of the property, like courtyards or out in back of the house or out in front of the house, could be something that you might be looking for and admiring. That's one of the things that you should look at whenever you're looking at a house in urban areas. Now, suburban areas are more family oriented because that you can let the little ones out and they can go fester around in the neighborhood and the community, and they're being watched by the entire community. Family friendly features like school districts that are a number one, Parks, space for kids and pets, even walking around your own neighborhood without too much of a issue is something that I've heard a lot from different buyers. Now the sellers, they know that they have got a top-notch neighborhood and they price it accordingly. So the thing about it is that you have to understand what you're looking for in those particular spaces. Now, outdoor spaces. Are you looking for hosting people outside? Uh, are you looking for a patio for small gatherings, outdoor living, or are you looking for something, say, for instance, where you're having the entire family reunion at your house? What kind of walking trails, pools, playgrounds, all of those community things that you're looking for, those amenities. So the outdoor spaces and amenities that you may want, you can find in some neighborhoods. We have one neighborhood that has a barn with a pool, so you can get married in the same neighborhood you're living in, or you can invite everybody to the neighborhood and have a hoedown and dump everybody in the pool. I'm joking, but they also have a car wash, so you can wash your car at the community car wash. Who would have thought that that was something that somebody wanted? And then in your ultra rural areas, you want to understand that sometimes rural comes with a price because that's where everybody wants to go. You have to highlight acreage and privacy. If you want space, privacy, and the potential of farming or gardening and outdoor hobbies, well, a lot of people are into that now. A lot of people are going out and hiking at many of the state parks that have just about anything that you can imagine. Rocks. We have a good hiking trail down here. We call it Raven Rock State Park, and the elevation goes up a couple hundred feet, almost 1,000 feet, and it's a good hike. Yeah, I almost died on the trail, and I'm kidding, but I'm carrying a backpack for 75 people, so yeah. And the other thing too is utilities. Are you interested in a well with septic, county water with septic? How about internet, cell phone service, those kind of things? When you go further out in the rural areas, your cell phone service gets even more spotty. So you want to understand where your needs are as far as that's concerned. High speed internet in certain places is not a top notch thing for a lot of the internet providers. So they're not going to drag out a line just for you. They'll drag out a line for an entire neighborhood of about 4,000 people, because otherwise they're only making $49.95 a month on a $40,000 investment to get internet to you. And in some cases, you want to focus on lifestyle benefits such as quiet nature, self sufficiency. You want to go out there and have a burn pile and barn fires, and you know have your teenagers gather around and do things. Have the church youth group over and that kind of thing. Well, those kind of lifestyles that you're also looking for is going to be more in the rural than it is anywhere else. Well, how about the state that you want to go into? The state is going to be a little bit weird because everybody has different laws as far as real estate's concerned, what you can and cannot do on your own land. So is some of the towns. Seasonally, it depends. If you want to be in the mountains of North Carolina when it snows and you can't get up the mountain to your house, or if you want to be on the coast when a hurricane blows in, are you going to be able to get to your house? Now, before you panic, I can tell you they're not a problem getting up to your house and getting to the beach if you own property on either one of them. And the reason why I can tell you is because I got a four-wheel drive out front of my house and it goes everywhere I want to be. So you want to make sure that you have all of the equipment that you need in order to get there as well. And I can tell you with your entire family should be aware of what's going on and how to do certain things. And sometimes you come from the city and you move into a rural country setting and you don't understand how come you can't get Uber Eats or Domino's to deliver. So it's one of those things where you have to understand that you're going to have to tip the guy, $40 in order to come out and deliver a pizza that is 30 miles away from the store. And the last thing that you want to take a look at is, does the state, town, county, or other place that you are considering moving to have any kind of incentives for you to move there, and what those requirements are, so you have some kind of references to what you can tap into when you get there. Some of those are, if you are in a rural area, you can qualify for a USDA loan. Others, you may be able to get another kind of loan. Some banks even allow you to tap into some of their grants and whatnot for uh, specific areas that you want to move to. Like, say, for instance, if you buy an apartment building and you want to beautify it, there's grants to beautify the outside of the apartment or do upgrades or things like that you can take part of. So it's important to understand the who, what, where, when, and whys of where you're moving and what you can benefit from either one of them. If you want a horn blowing every time at 2 o'clock in the morning, 2:05, 2:07, 2:09, or if you want it to be a little quieter, where you're in a suburb but you're in a subdivision and you want that community swimming pool and all that other stuff, or you just want to be out there in the woods where you can just literally see the grass grow. It all comes together into your mind as to what you want to buy, and I am happy to help you find it. My name is Matt Price. I am an auctioneer and a real estate broker, and I am here at 919-614-6288, and I will be happy to help you any way I can. Have a great one.